Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 35 of Trials and Trebuchets. I am Luke, your dungeon master, the person who runs this game. And joining me are the people who play the game. Who are you people who play the game? Introduce yourselves.
Well, howdy. My name is Ben, and I'll be playing the level 5 gnome wizard, Winsler Wallaby, along with his cuddly companion, Mr. Wiggles. That's it.
Hello? Aloha! It's a cold and broken aloha. Aloha, friends. I'm the second player of the game. I'm Kharla, the brain to your neighborhood level 5 tiefling rogue integrity Addleberry, the non-keeper of secrets, because she can't keep her mouth shut.
Enter player 3. Player 3 identified as Sarah, who plays Mira Marchant, the level 5 half-elf bard, who, for the first time in her life, actually decided to tell an adult about her problems.
And in the fourth player position, we have Sam playing Serinepth Cinderman, and you are all cordially invited to the wedding between me and I never actually got the name of the kid. I don't think so.
It's a kid, though. You're gonna marry a
I'm
kid.
getting married
That's
to
illegal.
a kid.
It's a kid chief.
Kid
Chief
I'm getting
kid.
married to Kid Chief.
And last time on Trials and Trebuchets, as you might have heard, the students finally did the responsible thing and told an adult and asked them for help and left it
proud
in
of us.
more capable hands than their own.
I can't believe we did that.
I'm so
Although they
proud.
only did this after harassing the owner, operator, maintenance man, you know him, you love him, Grandpa Hat
We
of the
don't.
Hot Springs. And then were promptly
Don't call him
and
Grandpa.
justly harassed by the chieftain's son regarding a marriage proposal or something along those lines. Afterwards, they travel to the Stone Gardens to catch up with their friends Ganal and Lucia, who they assumed were having a pretty bumpin' date. But they arrive to find them separated and in a solemn silence. For what reason, they are unsure, but during our break, they have theorized many wrong things. And
I
that's
think
where we
they're
are
all right.
now. So y'all are in the Stone Gardens. It's this beautiful open cavern, and there's like natural light coming in from the open ceiling where the sky is visible. The brilliant white sun up there, partially visible. It's getting a bit later in the afternoon now, so it might be drifting out of your view at this point. And there's just beautiful not flower arrangements, but shrub arrangements and trees and well-trimmed everything and beautiful statues and just amazing gravel art. And this is just a very beautiful, peaceful, relaxing place. Probably the nicest place in Lightmere. Like, it's just absolutely wonderful, and it's just pristine and just silent and relaxing. And sitting on a bench in front of a large cherry tree immediately upon entering the Stone Gardens is a human boy, Ganal, to the far left, reading a small book, which he was carrying around in his pockets. And on the far right of the bench is a kind of puffy around the eyes Lucia, who was really going after this, very excited for it, asked her new acquaintances for help, and boy, they helped, and who knows how it turned out. And that's the scene. And then our students are there alongside Philip.
Okay. Well, she's clearly sad. I think you have to be like delicate and subtle. So I'm gonna be like, "Hey guys, we came back from our research expedition that we were doing. How's it going? You guys catching some views of the rocks?"
She just kind of like continues to stare forwards, and he's gonna look up from his book and go, "Yeah, we walked around for a bit. Kind of saw everything there was to see and all that. How was the trip, I guess?"
Great.
Boring.
Okay.
Scary.
Oh, cool.
Lucia, do you know if there's like a bathroom around here? Like a ladies' bathroom? Did you see one?
She looks up at you and kind of like shakes her head and is like, you can very clearly see that her lip is like pulled very tight, as if she is like very strongly attempting to maintain composure.
I'm gonna go up to her, and I don't think we need to separate these two. I don't want her to. I'm gonna be like, okay, well, I think there was one back there. Can you come with me, though?
She nods.
Because I have a flu and I need to throw up and I need to make sure that
I need to throw up.
She nods and gets up and walks with you.
And I'm gonna escort her away, and if anyone else wants to come with us.
She didn't look that sick to me.
Oh, and, Ganal?
Yeah?
While you guys were walking around, did you see any pink topazes? Just...
No, I didn't see any, or at least none of them caught my eye.
Well, maybe you might be more observant. Can you, like, come with me and look for pink topazes?
I already walked around. I'm kind of tired. I just kind of want to sit here and read my book for a bit before the ceremony tonight.
Okay, cool, bye.
Maybe go back to... okay.
Okay, cool, bye.
And then I'll just go chase after Mira and,
Oh,
Let's see.
okay.
I'm gonna look between the three guys that I'm now just standing here with. I'm gonna walk over to the bench and sit down. And be like, what are you reading?
Just SS and the boys.
It's like a weird series about this. He's just reading while talking to you, and is very, like, his mind seems... It's like that thing when you're trying to read something and tell someone at the same time, like that multitasking tone of voice where you're like, and you can, like, hear the gears in someone's voice. He goes, it's a series about a guy who goes around and performs at festivals and stuff.
Cool.
And his eyes are like glazed over and he's just reading the book.
I'm gonna look
Ignoring
up to Winsler and Philip and kind of like gesture towards him minutely, like, what do we do?
Well, it looks like he's kind of half asleep. I might be able to do something.
Let's see, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Is there, like, any water around here?
There's some. There might be a couple little pools of water here and there for decorative purposes, of course. Fountains, potentially carved from the stone, I think would be present.
Okay. Okay, that's probably not a good idea, because it might be a little bit extreme just to get him to stop reading that book and actually, like, get him out of his, like, weird stupor. Also because I just really want to use it.
Oh, no.
I want to cast Tidal Wave.
Okay, whoa, okay, no.
This is justified.
Oh, God.
You guys don't know what happened. Don't jump to
This is
conclusions.
justified.
So you're gonna tidal wave this boy?
I want to show everybody, like, look, I never got an opportunity to use this, but I really want to use it.
Oh, you're just gonna show it off.
I want to show it off.
Oh, okay.
And
I thought you were gonna
which may-
splash him.
That would have been justified.
Which may end up
We don't know what
breaking
happened.
the garden a bit, but
We don't need to.
I want to, like, get his attention
Jeez.
away from the book, so I am going to cast Tidal Wave.
Sure. So you can cast it. What does it do, Ben? What does it look like? What happens, dude?
You
Tidal
conjure up a wave of water that crashes down on an area within range. The area can be up to 30 feet long, up to 10 feet wide, and up to 10 feet tall.
Oh,
Gosh.
shit.
So springing up out of one of these fountains, like, it seems like the entire volume of liquid is just, like, pulled up into this swell and then just shoots forwards and, like, into bushes and across gravel and is causing a large mess. And, like,
Jeez.
you all look up and he's looking up from his book, and then two elderly, like, dragonborn in the far corner that were feeding birds or something just, like, look over and you can hear them like, "Rah, rah, rah, the youth today."
Youth! Does it cause a little bit
Millennials
of a
and their
rainbow
tidal
when it launches
waves.
into the sky?
Yeah, like it when it particlizes
Oh,
and
hell
it's
yeah.
like the light shining through it. Yeah, absolutely.
Serinepth drops her face into her hands. I'm realizing she does this a lot recently, also. She's just like a tired mother with her kids.
Okay.
like-
How was
she's like-
that?
she's like-
Was that cool?
Philip's gonna say, yeah, that was pretty cool, and Gnal echoes the sentiment.
It was cool, just
It was,
not destroying the area.
yeah.
was
Why'd you
cooler.
like you broke all their like? It's cool, but that was pretty like that's vandalism.
I don't think it worked, guys.
Should we go check on the area and make sure nothing was, destroyed?
You look over and see like a full bush torn out of the ground. Gravel
I'm
just messed.
I'm gonna stand up and look at the three guys and be like, okay, we're gonna go do damage control. Let's go.
Oh, I love gardening.
I'm so happy for you, Winsler. Okay, let's go, guys.
Okay. I think they would agree with that they participated. They were bystanders of the desecration of this beautiful place. I think it's only fair that they attempt to do some sort of reparation.
Once there was a great flood.
So,
Caused by Winsler.
walking away from the Stone Gardens, Integrity, Mira, Lucia, how far are you going? What's going on here? Where are you
I would
bringing
say
her?
like out of eye shot, your shot, just like at a place where like if she wants to talk about what happened or not, like she can't hear them or see them, they can't hear her or see her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just a little ways away.
Okay. She'll probably like sit down on the side of this path against like the wall and kind of look up at you and make like a very sad face and like a few tears. She seems all cried out at this point. And she's just going to say, I thought that we were, I don't know, like maybe I thought, I don't know, maybe like it seemed like he had feelings for me too. And then I said, hey, do you want to do this? And I don't know.
I'm sorry, Lucia. That always sucks.
I'm going to hug her, though. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to hug her.
Okay.
Like, you know, sometimes like people just don't like you and it's like absolutely the worst when you just put yourself out there like that and then it's just like, psh. But it happens, and if you guys weren't right for each other, that just means there's another guy out there who will be.
But now I have to like be around him all the time still.
I know, and that's not fun either, but it's gonna be awkward sometimes.
And I
but,
still
like,
really like him.
I know. It sucks. But like sometimes it just sucks, and that's all that it is, you know? And sometimes stuff just has to suck before it gets better. And in the meantime, you know, you have other stuff. You like to swim. You said I would invite you to the hot springs, but it's shut down right now. Like, you know, there's the candy store. There's other things that you enjoy. There's other things you can do. And, you know, I think you're still going to be able to be happy, even if it hurts.
Yeah. I mean, I know you're right, but like, I don't know. It's just, I was so excited.
Mm-hmm. Would you rather just sit here and just kind of be here and be in that moment, or would you rather, you know, be distracted? Maybe we can get some snow cones with some syrup. I don't know. Check out the festival. It's up to you. It's whatever you think will make you feel better.
Yeah, I'd rather do something than just sit around and bum around.
Oh, I have an
like-
idea, Lucia. When you were walking around, did you see any pink topazes?
Oh my heavens.
Oh
know?
my god! I know what'll
No
distract
integrity.
you. Let's go find
She
some pink topazes. You know, just
does
like,
giggle at that, since when they were going, you did hug her and ask her, hey, look for pink topaz. She does laugh when you say that slightly, and she goes, no, I didn't see any of pink topazes or anything. Sorry.
No, don't worry about it, but it makes me happy that made you smile. So,
I'm gonna give her a hug as well.
okay, let's plan on what else we can do. It's a really nice town. They have a party going on. Oh my gosh, Lucia, you wouldn't believe what we went through today.
Didn't you guys just go, oh wait, no, I know
No,
that it
that
was a
was-
lie. Yeah,
yeah,
I knew
for
it was
you.
a lie.
We lied
Yeah,
for
I
you.
remember now.
we like for you.
Now, yeah.
We
sorry.
actually went to like this like weird hot springs, and there were like dwarves. It was so weird.
Zombie
Anyway,
dwarfs.
the point is, yeah, like zombie dwarves. The point is, it's a huge town, a huge little village, and there's lots of cool shit here. Like, I bet there's awesome street food at the festival. There's gonna be fireworks, which we bought, so we can set off some fireworks and just make some stuff go boom in a safe way, which is always a fun thing to do when you're not happy. There's toys, and there's the stone thing that we haven't even explored yet. So, like, let's just do something fun, you know?
Yeah, like, listen to this, and then I will move my pocket and be like, do you hear that, Quince? That's for street food.
You are making her laugh, and you're cheering her up quite a bit, it would seem. So, I guess at this point, I'll just ask the question of, what do all of you do until the ceremony begins tonight? You have like 6 hours to kill, even.
I feel like maybe I would try to talk to, oh my god, I suddenly forgot his name.
Philip?
Gnall?
Gnall?
Gnall!
Gnall, thank you. Oh god.
I know, he's
all
very
is
forgettable.
gone, but the other way
No,
around.
like, I remembered, I remembered him as a person. It was like, I knew the G, but then I knew there was like a weird thing that happened in between it, and I just could not get it for something.
A weird thing that
I
happened.
feel like I would try.
I like that description.
I feel like I would try and get his side of what happened in the, like, as like a casual conversation. So like,
As you guys are like
obviously
rearranging
we
gravel.
noticed that she was upset, so I would be like, oh, so do you know what happened on your thing? Because she seemed to be having a problem when we got here again.
Well, we were walking around, and then she kept trying to bring up like, oh, this and that, and I don't know, making small talk, but like normal. Like that was all we did the entire time that we were like, when all you guys were off on your expeditions and stuff, and we were just in the library, like study teams were me and Lucia, and then Sylvie and Philip. So we just would always chit chat, and like I don't know, I'm fine being her friend, but I'm not really. I'm not interested in her like that.
Okay.
And I'm sad I hurt her feelings. I still want to be her friend, but I don't know. I just don't feel the same way.
And you can't really help that. So I would say give her a little time. Maybe a discussion would be okay to figure out everything, because she's probably going to be upset for a little bit. But I mean, I saw you guys as good friends.
He nods his head and he's like, I just hope that I didn't give her the wrong signals. That makes me feel like a pretty horrible person.
The best thing you can do is to have open communication with her. And with that, everything can be out on the table. You guys can maybe be friends again.
He nods his head, and you all continue doing yard work,
Damage
apparently.
control.
And
I
as
levitate
this
a bush from
Community
a
service.
pit. I like levitate a bush up from like this little like cliffside to like get it back in its like right place, and then we like have to rebury the roots and everything. We do yard work.
Philip is like pulling out like the 3 water skins he was carrying around and trying to refill the fountain. It's not enough water though.
Yeah, Serenepth's trying not to laugh when she explains, like, yeah, that's probably not gonna work.
And like this old dragonborn couple walks by, like one of them has like a cane, and they're just like, it takes them like 5 minutes to walk by you guys, and the entire time you just hear them grumbling to each other about how horrible outsiders are and children are just the worst, and they were so glad that they never had hatchlings, and like it was definitely the right decision. Like children these days are just getting raised wrong.
r/dragonborn child free. r/egg free.
r/egg free.
So you spend the rest of your days. You guys cheer up Lucia. Gnall's probably gonna go back and just stay at Sylvie's house and kind of cool off.
Brood.
Yeah. And you guys can. This is where the montage of you guys having a cheering up Lucia day goes for the couple hours before.
While I go cheer Lucia up, wherever we go, I'm going to see if there's any pink topazes around.
Oh my gosh.
Please.
Unfortunately, no one seems to have any knowledge of where to find pink topazes. It seems like an exceptionally rare gemstone.
Do they know where it is possible to find that?
Are there like
They know
myths?
that it's talking with a older woman because the population of this place is fairly old, truth be told, who like runs a mail post, like she runs the mail post here in town. She'll tell you that, oh, well, I think you can order them from like the big cities and those big catalogs they bring around. Don't know how much they'd be though. No one here's ever had any interest in buying them, so never really looked into it. I'm sorry that I couldn't be more help. I can give you my catalog if you'd like. I have it back at my house. I could bring it this evening to the ceremony if you're going to be there.
Oh yeah, I'll be in the ceremony. I would be very interested to know how much it is in your catalogs, because my school has a catalog like that, but I think they're selling it for a very expensive price because, school.
Yeah, school. Markup, They got a lot. Well, you have to think of it from their perspective. They got a lot of cutting edge research, magical research that they need to fund, I don't agree that it's right to get the money from you folks. They should get donations and other such that should fund that stuff and kind of make it as cheap as possible for you students. But this is just the way of the world.
Cutting edge research, but then they ban interplanar travel. What's up with that nonsense?
Shit.
I look for you though, ma'am. What's your name?
Shopkeep.
My name's Kyrax.
Cataract?
That's
my
rude.
God.
That's a very rude. Kyrax.
Kyrax. Is that with a K or with a C, ma'am?
It's with the CH.
Chatarax.
That's a choice.
Shutterax.
With a CH.
Thank you, Kyrax.
Choice.
With a CH.
No problem. I'll bring my catalog for you this evening. You can take it. I have 100 of them.
Perfect, thank you. Do you have a discount code?
No.
Okay.
No.
No, it does
What an
have
odd
a discount
question.
code.
I meant like
And
I
so
meant like a
on.
coupon.
This catalog is sponsored by.
Oh god.
Use our discount code
That
or
is
text
the-
it to.
4th episode you've made that joke in.
Most of them I've made between recording sessions, actually.
Okay. Anyways.
This is new to the listeners. They don't know my life.
So you guys spend the rest of your day doing such miscellaneous things. We see scenes of everyone having fun, blowing bubbles, eating small, deep-fried pieces of vegetable and meat. There's just a weird old man that has a pot of boiling oil. It's not a very upfront thing. It's kind of like, come get your fried things, but, it's good. It's fun.
Fried jelly.
And the sun starts to set upon this day, and as such, the ceremony begins. You are, as a group, assembled. You are assembled by Ben. Please, what are you giggling about?
What are you giggling about?
What?
What are you giggling about?
I just said woo.
Oh. Okay. You as a group are assembled by Nona Pella. She will come and find you very slowly with Ganal in tow and kind of bring you to the northern gate. The one that you might know from going to the Stone Garden and also goes to Sunshadow, the other Dragonborn village, which is fairly nearby. And the entire town seems to have gathered here. People are wearing bright red clothing or bright white clothing or just like whatever the color choice they are of gold or white or red. It seems to be completely that color, like just a uniform, everyone's wearing the same colors. And even if you all aren't, it's not the end of the world. Don't worry. It's not like you're like breaking some ancient tradition. Don't fret. And you stand on either side of these gates, which are left open. There are no guards here currently, as there have been in the past. And you hear the sound of a single drum coming from down the cavern, which heads to Sunshadow. And slowly a procession led by the large figure of Ithriax, flanked by two other acolytes. They're all dressed in immaculate white. Ithriax usually wearing like dark grays or like a dirtier colored clothes. Now is wearing a completely stark white robes and looks very much the part of a priest of Estar or what have you. And so the acolyte, he's wielding his staff, a gnarled wooden staff with a small, almost bell that's shaped in the symbol of Estar's symbol, and is walking. The acolyte to his left is wielding the drum, which you hear beating every few seconds. The acolyte to his right is wielding a small censer, like dispensing a very floral and fruity incense that all of you can smell, like this, as this smoke just like filters out. And it's just hanging on a chain, and they're just swinging it very gently. And behind them is a line of 6 figures. It's difficult to tell who is who. It would be very easy to assume that these are the people who are coming of age in this ceremony, as there are 6 of them as previously mentioned. But they are wearing completely white robes with hoods. Their heads are down, and in each of their hands they're carrying a candle that is a dark red color, and carved into the wax are runes that are colored with this golden or silver dye. And it's just draconic runes, and they look like these very elegant, long, unlit candles. And so the procession marches down this main road towards the center of town, where that circular clearing, I guess for lack of a better word, is, where the pavilion sits, and where that building that you had spoken to the chieftain and the chieftain's translator was. And as they walk, the townsfolk follow, and you follow at the prompting of Nonapella. As you arrive at the city center, the building with the fabric walls, the fabric seems to have been peeled away so that the building is much more open. You can see, just even sitting in the, or standing in the clearing, you can see the shrine to Estar and all the idols that flank it on both sides, and the fire that's burning inside of that sigil to Estar. You can see it very clearly, and an acolyte, the one with the censer, walks over and begins to pour smoke out of the censer towards all of the idols and this large central burning sigil. And the crowd seems to sit and watch, and people are sitting here in this clearing facing towards that burning symbol of Estar. The 6 individuals who are participating in this ceremony are knelt facing away from that symbol towards the crowd. They place the long candles on they're on a raised platform just to help with people being able to see. And so they place the candles in front of them and are arranged in a line and continue having their heads faced down. And the hoods are draped over, so you can't really tell who's who. And Yithriax will pace back and forth and begin chanting and just making overall melodical sounds. They sound fairly guttural. They don't sound like regular music. They sound like something traditional, I guess would be the best way to describe it. Something that's been passed down and is maybe not directly translatable. Like maybe these are not words, or these are just sounds that have a special meaning to these people. And after a time, he will walk to the first person in the line, pull back their hood, and whisper a few words in their ears, which you cannot see. It's this dark red dragonborn. They look to be slightly larger than Sylvie, though similar in age. Yithriax will then gesture to one of the acolytes, who will bring forth those large urns that you had seen that were being mixed earlier, and will reach his hands into them and cover them in a dye and draw some sigils upon the celebrant's face, the person is kneeling right now, who's undergoing the ceremony, and began to say words. And he's drawing the same sigils that the sun sigils on his face, but he also draws on their forehead the symbol of Estar, 2 triangles leaning against each other, and on their neck, almost like just above their collarbone will draw the symbol, a radiant sun, the symbol of Siltrin, the sun god. And we'll continue this for the first 3 people. And then he comes to the 4th person, who is Sylvie. And as he throws her hood back, she has these like polished, beautiful scales. She looks perfectly well groomed and amazing. Very shiny, unlike normal. She looks fairly tarnished normally. She seems to not take much care of her scales, but today she looks lovely. And he will perform the same rites. As he's marking on her face, he says the same words that he's said to each of the other celebrants, as he marks her face with this bright red dye, and it contrasts her golden scales. He'll say the words, "May the great spirits find peace in your soul, and may they quell the chaos of your flame within." And just like all the others before, he will then grab the candle which she had placed on the ground and hold it up, and she will breathe a small flame and light it and then hold it. Just as the previous celebrants have done, he will conclude this for the final celebrant, and then will turn to the crowd and kneel, while the 2 very large chieftains, both this deep, bright red, like the color red that when you imagine the color red, that's the red, right? Like it's just incredibly saturated and bright, and they have these brilliant golden eyes, both of the chieftains, and they're wearing this immaculate golden and silver robes. They come, and you don't know what they say because they whisper it at a very low volume, but they exchange words with the celebrants, and afterwards seem to head towards the pavilions. And so the townsfolk follow, and so you follow, and the feasting begins. The ceremony seems to be over, and everyone sits and watches and waits for these 2 chieftains. Sitting between them is that small boy who you met earlier in the day, who had screamed his head off at meeting Serinepth, and he stares at her as soon as he sees her, but remains seated for the time being. And brought before by the acolytes, brought before the chieftains, is a large section of the lambs that have been roasting all day, and they begin to eat, and so too does everybody else. There's, as I've said,
delicious
goat. There's, as I've said, goat. There's the sweet bread. There's the water with that weird blessing upon it. What's up, Sarah? Or Mira?
I just have a question, because when you say sweet bread, sometimes I don't know if you mean bread that's sweet or you mean sweetbreads, like cow pancreas sweetbreads.
Oh, I mean bread is that.
You mean
is
bread
sweet.
That's sweet.
Bread.
Yes.
It doesn't affect anything. I was just curious.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh yeah, it is.
This is a very
every
different
day.
ceremonial dinner if it's the other one.
There's artichokes that are nice and boiled that you can just peel the artichoke meat right off of. And then large leafy greens and like this dark oil to like pour on it. And it's a wonderful time. And there's like performers in the center of this almost U-shaped pavilion. The entire town seems to be able to sit at the tables here and sit on the pillows in the ground and eat underneath the beautiful sky. And there's performers there playing drums and just acrobatics and dancing and fire breathing and just all that fun stuff. Yeah, what do y'all want to do? Sylvie's sitting with you guys, or she will come over shortly after you all sit down and begin eating and sit with you guys with her very well-lit candle and will firmly place it on the table. Her grandmother will give her a big old hug, and then she'll go, "So what did you think?" And absolutely dig into things because she wasn't allowed to eat all day.
Congratulations, Sylvie.
That was amazing to watch.
Thank you.
I almost cried when I saw you.
Thank you. I don't know what that means, but thank you.
No, like, you look so beautiful, and it was such a sacred and solemn event, and I was just so happy for you.
I am happy for me too. It was really cool. Oh, do you want to see what my parents got me? And she is going to, out of her pocket, or from underneath the robes, because she's wearing actual clothes underneath the robes, from underneath the robes, pull out.
Do these robes not have pockets?
These robes don't have pockets.
There's a crime, I tell you.
From underneath, she'll pull out a small package that's been like ripped open, and it has like a green scarf in it, like a green woolen scarf, and it's like the first thing you've ever seen her own integrity that's like not stark white. And she goes like, my parents bought it for me. It's like my favorite color. Isn't it cool?
That looks so
Oh my
pretty.
That was her favorite color.
Wow.
A green scarf. I didn't know green was her favorite
scarf.
color.
Well, yeah, it complements my skin tone, idiot.
Well, I don't think that that's very characteristic of the nice Sylvie. Actually, no. She did make me drink all that stuff and make me eat. Never mind. Yeah, that's something she'd say.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Sylvia, all right.
Yeah, it's just a general, very lovely time. Lucia's there. She seems to be in a much better mood than she was earlier. Ganal's there. He's kind of still just quiet. Winsler, where are you sitting relative to Serinepth?
Probably not too far from her, I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Winsler, after you guys have been here for probably like 45 minutes, it's very fun. You're very full at this point.
Good food.
They'd begun
I love.
to bring out like desserts of like,
Lemon?
well, no, not lemon. It would be like cherried,
Okay, that's good enough.
cherry jelly and stuff, or like sweetened things. You feel a very strong tug on the back of your clothes.
Oh.
What did you do?
I'm gonna turn around and look at my backside.
Okay, standing
Nice
behind
butt.
you, at a slightly higher than you. You're sitting down, and they are slightly taller than you standing up, is a bright red, golden-eyed, young dragonborn boy.
Fuck.
There we go.
And he's gonna go, hey. And behind him is probably like 6 or 7 other similarly sized, slightly smaller maybe, dragonborn. And he's gonna look
Oh,
at you. They're
God.
probably like the same size as you, Winsler.
I don't like
And
where
he's-
this is going.
He's gonna
Oh, no.
say, hey, we wanna talk. Hey, turn around. Like turn back around. Look at the table.
I'll lift up
No,
my
no, no.
legs.
Turn. Okay, no, like
You're
look at the.
being
Hey,
taken
look at the
down by
table.
the gang.
Look at the
Okay.
table.
Your
I'm looking at the
preschooler
table.
gang.
He pulls on the back of your coat.
Baby gang.
Okay.
Do you
I
turn
will
around
say-
again?
Crying babies.
Yes.
He goes, hey, we want to
Howdy.
talk to you.
About what?
Come on. Come on. Come on.
I look at it. I look at everybody with like a very confused and
Come
anxious
on.
expression, and
I
I'll
shrug.
Dude,
I'll
come on.
Serinepth just like
leap
Serinepth
off
raises
of the,
her eyebrow, but then
I'll
kind
leap
of goes
off of
back
the
to
bench
her
and-
food.
Embarrassing me.
reluctantly follow these hooligans.
Okay.
Youth
group of-
these days.
Hooligans will run with you out from like this well lit area where the entire town is into like one of the side streets. And
Now they're gonna rob you.
Please help.
Serinepth looks to the other two like, should we go help him?
It's just kids, right?
It's just kids.
I mean, okay.
Nothing will go
Looks
wrong,
over to
right?
Philip. Should we help?
Philip
Don't
is
worry.
like devouring some like
Oh.
sweetened like cherry jelly. He's like, nah, they're good. He's enjoying himself. They don't make food this good at school, guys.
True. Let's eat it.
That's why I'm just
Um,
gobbling
Can
it
we-
all up.
We'll wait like 10 minutes, and then we'll go and see what happens.
If there's another
Okay.
tidal wave, I can't guarantee anyone's safety.
Okay.
Oh God.
So in this side street, it's kind of dark. They're all kind of huddled around
I'm just gonna fucking mug you.
and behind him, and he kind of walks up to you, Winsler, and goes, "So, what's your name?"
But my name's Winsler Wallaby.
And your parents just let you hang out with like adults.
I mean, technically I look like a child, but I am actually 19.
You hear one of the ones in the back will go, "I told you guys, he's just a gnome." But that does not deter this bright red boy. He goes, "I'm Axe."
Nice to meet you, I guess, again. We kind of met before, but I didn't really get your name at all.
It wasn't formalized. That was more. I wasn't talking for you. I'm sorry if I was rude earlier. It doesn't become me as future chieftain of this village to be rude to people, honored guests. So
Can I
I
insight
thought
check
I'd
that?
apologize. I thought I'd apologize since I ignored you earlier. During my... And he turns to his friends. He goes, my marriage proposal to a dragon. And turns back to you. And he says, I thought I'd ask you if you wanted to be part... Since you're an honored guest and you're a kid like us, I thought I'd ask you... Ever thought I'd joining up in a new clan? I'm trying to start a new clan. My dad tells me that that's rebellious, but I don't really care for that. He's gonna die one day, and I'm gonna be the chieftain.
Jesus Christ!
This
So
kid has a TikTok account where he flexes his like Rolex watch.
I'm trying to make
the how much I love this kid.
Oh, I agree with you.
Oh my
Christ.
God.
I'm trying to make the Bright
I
Sun
thought
clan.
Rock Jerry was the best NPC ever, but you've outdone yourself.
Bright Sun.
I'm trying to make the
Bright
Bright
Sun.
Sun clan. We're gonna rule this mountains. We're gonna rule these mountains. I've been learning common so that we can have more well-established trade and commerce with the outside. Unlike my dumb dad, dumb dad, who doesn't even know common. So, kid Winsler, did you say my name? Did you say your name already?
Yeah, I did. Did you
Yeah,
not catch
Winsler.
it? Yeah.
I wasn't
that's the name.
listening. My mom tells me I don't listen very much, and that's a negative quality about me.
Well,
But Winsler, and he points at you. He goes, "Do you want to be part of the Bright Sun clan?"
well, technically, I'm already part of a clan. You see,
So am I. That didn't stop me.
but I don't think I can just leave.
It's not like you're forsaking your previous clan to join a new clan. That's not how clans work, Winsler.
But
It's just like, I want to hang out with these people, so we're going to make a clan. Like, these people, and he points to all of his hooligan friends. He goes, this is the Bright Sun clan. It's not like they're not all light suns, but they're also bright suns. Winsler? Don't you understand?
I don't know if I could do that to my parents.
Winsler. And he puts his hand on your shoulder.
I'm your
He
parent
goes,
now.
it's fine. They won't know, it's just like a secret thing. It's not like these kids, it's not like I go around saying, Mom, Dad, look at me, I'm in the Bright Suns. They would probably, I don't even want to imagine the lashing, like the verbal lashing, the yell, the scream. Not to say that they're bad parents, but oh my gosh, I would get in a lot of trouble if I said, I'm in the Bright, Winsler, friend. And he puts his hand and he looks, like, he gets very close to you, and he's like, just imagine, the only gnome to ever be part of a dragonborn clan.
I'm just
That title
imagining
could be yours,
I'm
my
just-
friend.
I'm just imagining in my head, like, years from now, there's just gonna be some, like, fucking mural with a bunch of these, like, weirdly, like, posed dragonborns, and then there's just gonna be a short fucking gnome with a pointy hat, just, like, so much shorter than everyone else.
He's always the front in the photos.
Yes.
The runt in the front.
They have to do it in my height order. Like old school pictures.
I still don't think this might be a good idea for me. I might have to chat with my friends. They probably have good judgment compared to me, but
You can ask them, but if it gets back to my parents that this is a whole thing, like, you are in no way ever being part of this. Like, don't, they're not, first of all, they're not invited. Except for your tall dragon friend. Super invited. Please let her marry me. Second, none of the rest of them are invited.
I mean,
Because they're not kids and they're not dragons. But you're a kid and she's a dragon. So they can join if they want. You can join and she can join. But the other two can't. The other three can't.
Okay. I'm gonna go ask them real quick.
All right, we'll be here. Hurry up.
Okay.
Dangerous.
I'm just gonna slowly back away and start walking back to the group. Okay. Very scary.
I think. Hey Winsler, where were you? I think I was just asked to join a cult.
Okay,
Spooky
you wander
rituals.
back to the pavilion and take your seat again.
That was interesting.
What happened?
Well, I was told probably not to let this information go too far, but they tried to get me to join their new clan, I guess, because
kids
they think
have a clan?
they think I'm a kid because
That sounds
of
like
my
fun.
size.
What are the benefits
like a-
of joining a clan?
I don't know, but it really doesn't sound that great to me.
Isn't it just like a playground gang?
Very intimidating.
Did you tell them that you weren't a child?
I did, but I don't think it really registered because I think Axe just doesn't listen, as he said. That's his name, by the way. It's Axe.
Oh, that's
The kid who wanted to marry Serinepth?
The kid who wanted to marry Serinepth. Yeah.
Sylvie is like eating, and she goes, "What did you just say?"
There was
The
a
kid who
today.
Axe, the kid who wanted to marry Serinepth.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were out today, and he asked if I was a dragon, and then we did a party trick, and then he thought I was a dragon, and then he proposed marriage, and I have not talked to the kid since.
She leans in very close, and she goes, "Kid's a twerp."
I mean, I don't agree. I pretty much agree with you there.
His parents are like very kind, and they run the village very well, but kid's like, he's a menace. They have like a little street gang.
So you wouldn't recommend.
It looked that way.
So you wouldn't
So
recommend
then-
Serinepth marrying him, huh?
I would truly not recommend Serinepth marrying him at all.
Hey, Serinepth's right here, and Serinepth's not okay with marrying a child either. Just
Why did he? Why?
Because he thought I was a dragon disguised as a human. And he said something about his great something grandmother finding a dragon disguised as a human. Then, like, she said, like, hey, you're a dragon. And then they were married. I
Well, yeah,
don't
that's just
know.
common knowledge. That's how dragons work.
Wait, that's a real thing?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well,
I didn't know
Serinepth is not a dragon, as you know.
Yeah, Serinepth's not
I
a dragon,
have
though, so it doesn't
ancestry.
apply.
That's a very different thing. I'm not,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
an
not
actual
dragon, though, so it's not
You're
the
not
same.
Dragon, no.
Yeah.
It's the same as me. I have dragon ancestry, but you don't see people being like, "You're a dragon, marry me," you know?
I'm gonna look at Philip and be like, I'm not a dragon, right? Like, you've known me the longest here. she's like enjoying the joke at this point. Like, I'm not a dragon, right?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Thanks.
But,
So-
like, really, Winsler, I would strongly consider, I don't know, it's your choice. I don't know if you're ever going to come back
Street gang?
here.
That doesn't really help me that much, but I guess
I don't
suppose
have much advice. he's a menace. Kid's a menace.
Well,
I suppose if
Well,
I don't
Winsler?
believe I'll ever be coming back here, then it probably wouldn't hurt that much. But
Winsler.
here's
I
the
still
thing.
don't like it.
If there ever comes a time where something, because hear me out, you've already like, and she like, and Serinepth kind of like, I don't know how she makes like the ding sound for the scales, and like, you've already kind of done this with thought of they will never come back to haunt you in any way. I think
it doesn't.
You can't keep putting this on your plate,
She's not wrong.
is what I'm saying.
He has experienced no negative consequences from selling his soul yet.
But
That was
we
almost half a
haven't gone
podcast ago.
But what if
What's a
like,
podcast, Mira?
so a podcast?
It's what an
is, you know,
octopus
like those-
is when it gets put in a
Oh.
sling.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I suppose it might not come back and bite me in the ass, so I
What
guess
if
I
all
could
these
go
things
Winsler
come
said
back
it.
and bite him in the ass
Winsler.
at once? Like, hear me out.
I'm gonna look at Winsler in the eyes, and I'm holding his
and you're gonna throw
shoulders.
him down a well.
And I'm going to be
Winsler?
like, Winsler, no.
Don't do it.
This is
This
not a good
sounds
idea.
Like a weird thing.
That's kind of what I was looking for, but everyone else was like, "You can do what you want."
Winsler.
Thanks,
No.
Integrity.
And then I'll let go of
Don't
him.
do the thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna put my hand on Integrity's shoulder and be like, "Thank you."
I'm probably gonna go back and tell them no, just so they know that I said no.
If you're not back in 5 minutes, we'll go and find you.
Don't worry. I'll bring Mr. Wiggles with me. He'll protect me.
Actually, do you
Oh, yeah,
want me to
yeah,
come
we're
with
actually
you?
getting
Because
back.
I'm really afraid of what you'd say.
No, I think I got it handled. Don't worry. I think I can take care of this myself.
Okay.
Okay.
Remember, Winsler. No.
It's a two-letter
No.
word, and it means
It's
a
just
lot
gonna
of
it's just gonna
things.
come down to it. So what's the answer? No.
No.
No is a complete sentence, especially when asked to join playground street gangs. Like very sketchy children.
Remember,
Yeah.
kids, say no when asked to join a gang.
Okay.
I'm gonna make my way up back to that dark alley with the
All right.
hooligans.
Okay. They all seem to be waiting around. They're just throwing rocks at someone's house.
Okay, wow.
Okay.
And they stop when you show up and they're like, he drops the rock and immediately crosses his arms. He's like, hey, so what's the answer, Winsler?
Well, I think I got an answer. It's basically no.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. If you were a clan member and you ever went to war, we would be obligated
War?
by the gods, obligated to go to war with you.
Oh my god.
I think that's a pretty cool upside.
So if we ever open the hatch, we can
What?
count on these delinquent children to fight the genocide
It's
snake.
the only way.
Oh,
That's my last.
fuck.
You will be the second. You will be the head of
Human.
head defense. You'll be the head of defense for the Bright Sun clan, and if you will have priority in deciding what wars we fight, you will come first. So if you join and if you start a war and someone else is doing a war too, we have to drop their war and go do yours first. And you're head of defense for the Bright Sun clan, and I'll let you have my yo-yo.
Oh shit.
That's a
my
pretty serious
final
offer.
offer.
That's
Remember how I
competitive.
said a week ago that I was going to make an army? I didn't want it to happen like this.
Well, you wanted toys, now you got
However,
kids. You went one
that
step up.
yo-yo.
Oh god. The final battle takes place years later. These Dragonborn are now adults with like
The yo-yo.
giant mass, and that's how we win the battle.
I think that's awesome as shit, honestly.
God damn it.
So what'll it be, Winsler? He says, holding out a little wooden yo-yo in his hand.
Well,
I'm gonna have to still say no because I also have a yo-yo, and I'm gonna conjure up a yo-yo from behind my back and like swing it around in front of me.
Oh my heavens. He will
smart boy.
he trembles and drops the yo-yo
Oh my god!
and falls to his knees. And his arms just droop down and he looks at the
Become
ground
leader
and he
of my
goes,
gang.
You're the only person who's ever refused to join my clan.
I mean,
Aw.
yeah.
That makes me want you to join my clan so much more.
Oh god!
I think it's time for me to go.
Yeah, that's fine. Where can I have your Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna sprint.
Okay.
Sprint away.
Run away.
He's
Burst
gonna
into
yell
the
as
room,
you
we
run
have to
away. He's
leave
like,
now.
I'm not giving up on you, Winsler.
Never gonna give you up.
Even if I decline, it still will haunt me.
And so, fireworks are being set
We're
off. at
never
this point.
coming
The
here
sun's-
again.
The sun's almost
So wait,
completely
now does
gone
he want
down
to
at
marry
this
you?
point.
I'm confused.
No, it's just gonna be like this is how a backstory happens. This guy was just declined by like a dragon lady who he thought was a dragon lady and a fucking gnome wizard, and now he's just like,
To be
"Aw,
fair,
man,
he hasn't
these
talked
are,
to me again.
these are
It's
like
just
the
an
only things
assumption
that I
now. It's a
wanted.
no.
I'm not giving up, and I'll just scour the
This
whole
is how
world
you get
to
the
search
bad
for
guy
these
from the
things.
Umbrella Academy.
Oh my god.
So,
No, it's literally
Holy
gonna
shit.
be Ben. I'm just imagining you're gonna start getting like letters at the school, and they're all from
my
him,
God.
just like, hey,
Please
well,
reconsider.
Hey, Ben, I know you already have.
Please
a yo-yo,
reconsider.
but do you have this?
Are they
okay.
even allowed to send mail? Oh wait, yeah, probably.
Probably.
So-
I would say yes.
At
They'll
this point,
just-
the sun's
They'll
Completely
sum their
gone down.
entire allowance and just mail off a letter for once.
They have to. It's a mail order every like month because it costs like so much to send mail, but they don't really
Guys.
have an allowance.
please. So, the sun
Another
has
thing
gone
about
down.
mail. No, I'm totally kidding. Go ahead.
The sun has gone down. It is now night. It's probably like 11, and fireworks are being set off. This is the time at which you can set off fireworks if you would like.
I will
They
set
are
off
just
fireworks.
Nice.
shooting up in the sky, popping off into nice little spheres of color, as you might know. Integrity, you go ever. Sarah.
I'm sorry, I didn't think that would elicit that much of a reaction. I just did the pop from Community. That's all.
So, anyways, Integrity, you go over to the small, like the clearing where everyone's setting off fireworks. You plant your giant yellow firework because you thought it would be Sylvie's favorite color into the ground. You strike a little match because there's just a big bucket of matches right there. Light it, and it sounds like a crack of lightning when it goes off, and it's probably like a couple 100 feet up in the sky. Like, these are powerful freaking things, and it just like lights up the sky with like bright yellow shimmering sparks and like tens of fireworks going off at a time. It's lovely. It's so enjoyable. And that's the evening. And then the next day you enjoy a lovely what?
I'm gonna look for Ma'am Cherax.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. Yeah, while sitting, she would have absolutely brought you a large catalog. And it's just written completely in Draconic. And at the top, it says, like, inventory catalog of Crow Mercantile Corporation. And it has a small, like, crow figurehead. Like, a very stylized, weird, like, little crow.
Love that.
And the entire catalog, other than that, is in Draconic. And she's going to wish you luck. And browsing through it, you find, like, you can get bulk pink topazes.
Bulk.
Like by the pound.
How much?
But it has an address to contact Crow Mercantile Corp regarding it because they don't advertise price.
Oh.
So you'll have to write a letter to them
Okay.
to buy a pound of pink topaz. And then all the fireworks stuff happens. And that's the end of that night. And then the next day, again, just a wonderful montage of Sylvie showing you around town and all the fun that entails. Like someone who's grown up here just showing you things, and like she brings you to like...
I better not be stalked by that child.
You are not.
Do
not worry.
100% it happens.
And
Please,
shows you a
please.
few really cool places beyond just like the toy store and stuff.
Okay.
Like there's a small place that like has grilled cherries because it's cherries. It's a cherry place. They love cherries. And like just little food places, and like brings you back to the Stone Gardens and shows you some cool stuff that's there. Because you guys never really got a chance to look around the Stone Gardens because of the whole Lucia Ganal incident, and would have gone to the hot springs. You all would have gone to the hot springs, but they are closed now. Mm-hmm. And you go the entire day and it's fun. And then around like 4 p.m., you guys are getting prepared to leave for the night, right? You had your day of fun, and then yesterday you hung out, and now it is time to head back to Wildcliff. And you are at Sylvie's home, preparing and getting all your things, packing some gorp for the little hike back. And
Yeah, we are.
as you exit, you find the translator for the chieftains, Iliaxa, and standing next to them is you can't tell which one of the chieftains it is, because they both are like pretty much the same size and are the exact same color, but they're bright red. They have these dark golden, or like this one has fairly dark golden eyes. And I guess the other one would have piercing golden eyes. So that's the difference, folks. But they will mutter a few words into Iliaxa's ear, and Iliaxa will say to you, the chieftain Ilanaxix would like to extend you a warm greeting on today, the day of the 16th of summer, and would like to wish you well on your journeys back to Wildcliff School of the Arcane. However, they have a few questions regarding the incident that you had reported yesterday before you leave. If you don't mind answering a couple questions about that, just quick, fast, and then more grumbling in the ear, and they will repeat and say, so you, just clarification, you did see dwarves underneath in a castle. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
And but they were diseased to your best approximations.
Yes.
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 The translator will then translate this into. It sounds more guttural than the Draconic, which you have heard, almost as if it's it sounds closer to what Yithriax would have been singing, like that hymn that he would be singing. So more like an antiquated version of the language, something that's not super used anymore. And it's the only language the chieftains speak. So unfortunately, there's a very poor level of communication here. Iliaxa will then turn back to you and say, did they seem to be hostile in any possible way to your approximations? You said that you had been attacked, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
They didn't approach us, but when we approached them, they attacked us and then they fled.
Okay,
So
so
I don't
just
think it's
defensive
like-
measures and such.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, and they translate this, and then they come back with a final question of, did the fortress or the castle which you were exploring seem to be of recent construction, or was it something older?
Very
old and
older.
dusty.
Okay, and they translate that, and they will then say, well, that's all the questions that we've had, that the chieftains had. Thank you very much for finding this for us. I apologize if it in any way ruined your visit to Lightmere. I hope only that you had pleasant memories of being here. And they
Kind
will
of par for the course at this point. Don't worry about it.
they will pick up a small box off of the ground and open it, and they will say, these are tokens of honor from the chieftains as a thank you for attending our ceremony. You're the first non-dragonborn to attend, so this is a very big honor, and we would just like to thank you as such. And in this box are 8
Pink topaz.
armbands. They're these golden
Oh my God.
armbands. They seem a bit large. They seem almost like they'd be more perfectly sized for Dragonborn, and they weren't exactly tailored for you, but that can happen. You can get them fitted in the future. It's not the end of the world. It's just gold. And they have these, they have runes, draconic runes inscribed upon them that seem to be the words which Yithriax said during the ceremony yesterday to each of the celebrants while he was marking their faces. And he will give each of you one of these and bow deeply, and they will excuse themselves. And you can easily, without guide this time, find your way back to the teleportation circle. And at this point, I'm going to just say, I think y'all know how to use a freaking teleportation circle. It's been like a commonplace thing for you guys for a couple of weeks, for like almost half a year. And you are safe and soundly, all 8 of you, with all memories of what happened in Lightmere and being responsible and heartbreak and becoming an adult and everything that goes along with that summer vacation. You have that as part of you now, and you are back in Wildcliff.
Back to school.
It's a
yay.
weird way to say that's what happened. I'm sorry for the weird looks, folks, but that's what happened, and I think that's where we're going to end for this week.
Okay.
Sam, can you do the outro?
Sure, I can do that. Hey guys, thank you so much for listening this week. If you like this episode, it'd be great if you leave a like and review on our iTunes. And we also got a Twitter, an Instagram, and a Reddit, apparently. I believe all of them are Trials and Trebs. And there's also a link in our Instagram and Twitter to our Discord page, where insanity ensues and sometimes there's wholesomeness.
It's
It's
fun
all-
time.
It's all good stuff.
Yeah, you can come chat about the episode or chat about literally anything else. Thank you for listening this week, everybody. Talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye! Don't join street gangs even if you're kids.
Especially if you're a kid.